what's up everybody? Matt from Rocky's War Room here with another Gunfight Royale preview video for you guys, for the Kickstarter and anyone interested in the game Gunfight Royale. So I have the expansion characters sitting in front of me. They are the metal sculpts, and you can either get them in plastic or metal, but if you chose the metal cartoon sculpts, I'm gonna tell you, they look amazing. Just like their picture on the card, just like the rest of the metal models and miniatures for the game. They're just absolutely fantastic looking. And we'll get into this. We'll go through each one and tell you what they do exactly in the game and what they look like. So this one here is the Giant. We're starting with the Giant. He has a reward of 3,000. He starts with 11 health chips instead of the normal 9. And he's running rolls over 4 count as 4. So he can only move 4, so he's a little bit slower than the normal characters when they run and they, roll dice. So he's starting but slow, or he's strong but slow. +2 in brawling and -2 in challenge penalties. So if he's +2 when he gets up close and he's brawling with you, but when somebody challenges you when you're shooting at them, he's a -2 penalty to that. When you do your actions, or when your actions to shoot and things like that, you can challenge and shoot back and shoot at the same time. He will suffer an additional -2 penalty. And I'm assuming that's because he's just so large and a little bit slower than the average gunslinger. He does have more health, so there is a benefit there. And he is last seen carrying a muzzle-loading shotgun. So he runs around with the shotgun. That's him. Beautifully sculpted. It's really awesome. He's actually significantly bigger than the other characters, and I'll just give you an example here. As you can see, he's much taller. So that's the Giant. Now the next guy on the list here is the Gun Hand, and I will show you the Gun Hand. And to me, his face looks just like a character that could possibly have been in a movie somewhere that's named after a tomb, something, maybe a stone. Anyway, this is the Gun Hand. He's $2,700 reward, so he's not as much as the Giant. He's not wanted for as much as the Giant, but his special is spaces moved, walking, crawling, or climbing do not count towards the spaces moved accuracy penalty. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So if you're shooting, there's an accuracy penalty if you move, and this guy, he does not suffer the effects of that. And he starts the game with a Colt Peacemaker, which there's quite a few in the game. That's probably the most common weapon that is used when we play, whether we select characters at random or play the game outright by choosing characters. The Colt Peacemaker is a really good weapon. So that's pretty neat. So he doesn't suffer for moving and shooting, basically. We got the Claim Jumper and his big old beard. He's pretty awesome looking. I love these figures. They do come with a 2-piece base. The metal ones, I did want to point out, you have to glue them into the slot there. The plastic ones, I believe, are one piece, but it's not that big of a deal. There's not a lot of things to do with these metal characters. So this one here, he's wanted for a little bit less, but he's greedy, and he may not loot. He may loot as a free action once per turn instead of using looting as a action during his turn. So this guy can run around and loot all he wants and not spend an action for it. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. And he was last seen carrying the Colt Patterson. So now our next character, the Mountain Man. He is the Mountain Man, as you can see. Another beautifully sculpted figure. Well done. The molds are just amazing. But this is the Mountain Man. And he's wanted for 1,600, and he receives a +2 to rolls to control the bear. Now, I don't have the bear. There's 2 figures in this expansion, so we're going to do another video when we get the bear. But he gets +2 to the rolls to control the bear, because the way the bear works, from what I understand in the game, is the bear is controlled by one player or the other, and I believe you roll for it. So if a bear charge is played on him, He may look at the card before deciding whether to run or stand his ground. So, and he's last seen carrying the Spencer rifle and the scalping knife, which is interesting. So he is the mountain man. So he has got a scalping knife. And one of my favorite characters, actually my favorite character in all of Gunfight Royale, is the bushranger. And this guy has literally got a big metal tin hat on him. He's just so cool. Just the detail on that can. It's just great, the way he set this up. The way that Forrest does these figures. But he's wanted for $3,300, so he's actually worth a lot more. But his metal armor protects him from black wounds to the head, neck, shoulders, torso, and groin areas. So these wounds cause 0 damage before adding weapon bonuses and numbers after the plus on the wound card. So it does 0 damage before adding the weapon bonuses and numbers after the plus on the wound card. So that's pretty good. And he may not run though, and he can only see in a straight line and diagonal. So he can only see straight ahead or at the diagonal. So he's kind of his sight is limited, and he's carrying a Colt revolver rifle. But this guy is pretty cool, and he's, you know, even though he can't run, he's well protected. So his reward is actually probably something that makes sense. All right, then we have the legend. He's got his hat behind him on his back. He's really cool looking. He's got Bushman clothes on, or hunter's clothes on, skins, if you will. But he's worth $100 more than the tin head, the bushranger. His ambidextrous 2 dominant hands for each shoot action. He may fire once with each hand. So normally you get a -1 penalty if you're shooting with your left hand. I believe it's -1. He is quick to the draw, and he gets a +1 to all challenge rolls. And he has 2 Colt Navy cap and ball revolvers. And the cap and ball revolvers are pretty good, but they take an action, I believe, I can't remember, they take an extra action, I believe, to unload. But correct me if I'm wrong. 1 Bowie knife, so he gets a big old Bowie knife. But he can shoot without penalty from both hands, and he has a +1 quick draw. So, and people will be shooting at him, no doubt, in my mind. Then we got the Phantom. My next favorite expansion character is the Phantom, and it's not just what he does, but it's just the model itself is absolutely awesome. I really, really like the model a lot. Just the look of it. It's like a bandit, you know, like Jesse James. He's worth $2,900, and the Phantom has a token which he may spend after any of his dice rolls to re-roll the dice. So anytime someone rolls a 7 or 13 when attacking, he may regain the spent token. So there we go. He has a token, and he may spend it after any of his dice rolls to re-roll. So he has a re-roll dice, and he could get it back anytime somebody rolls a 7 or 13. Re-rolls are really important no matter what game you're playing. And he has the Schofield revolver. So that is a pretty good ability. Now this fella, our last one, is the Assassin. And the Assassin is pretty awesome. He's carrying a scoped Winchester, 1873. Scoped Winchester, which is awesome. He's farsighted. So he has a -2 accuracy within 6 spaces and -4 accuracy within 2 spaces. That scoped Winchester is a pretty good weapon. So this farsighted makes sense to kind of nerf that just a little bit. But it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome weapon. And it's $2,800 reward. So he's pretty cool. So I actually we'll have another video showing you guys the bear. The bear is just awesome. And a couple more expansion characters that go along with the game. But ultimately, these are the new characters that are an expansion to the game itself for the Kickstarter and the pre-order of Gunfight Royale. Like I said, my favorites are definitely, I like the Giant a lot. I like the Bushranger and the Phantom for the most part. But a lot of new cool abilities that they can do and different things they can do, and adding variety to your game. And this right here adds 8 characters, and with the bear and another character that I will do a video on and show you guys. I mean, it's 10 more characters, so there's plenty to choose from in Gunfight Royale. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new characters that they're coming out for the Gunfight Royale. They're beautiful. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please hit that bell. If you please spread the word, I'd really appreciate it. And last but not least, from me to you, ta-ta, and we'll catch you in my next Gunfight Royale video.